What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another G35 video. In today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys a quick how to install, how to find out what's going on with this super loud whining noise in your engine bay if you guys want a G35. This also works with a 350Z. They have the same engines. If you guys are working on a VQ35DE, that's what we have here in this G35. But right now we are getting a sort of a whining, whistling noise coming from our idler pulley tensioner. Definitely a little bit hard to hear it, but if you guys are experiencing a sort of a whine coming from your engine bay whenever you're accelerating or pretty much going with the RPMs of the engine, it's very possible that one of your pulley tensioners are no good. Let's go ahead and pop the hood. It is a little hard to hear it over all of the other engine noises, so it's hard to kind of just look at it and point out where the noise is coming from. As you guys can see, we have multiple pulleys. We got our power steering pulley, we have our alternator pulley, we have the tensioner pulley, we have the crankshaft pulley, we have another tensioner pulley, and then we have the AC compressor pulley. Here's a cool trick that I learned at work. I work at Honda as a service advisor. One of the technicians, when we were diagnosing which pulley it may be bad in the car, he went ahead and whipped out pretty much a breaker bar, or in his case, he used a pry bar that was pretty long. In my case, I don't have a pry bar, so I'm going to be using this breaker bar. So I went ahead and put a socket on this breaker bar here. What we're going to do is put this socket end on each pulley, pretty much in the middle of it where the bolt is, and see if we can hear that same rattle noise and see if we can feel the vibrations through the pry bar or this breaker bar. The first pulleys to go bad in these cars are typically an idler pulley or a pulley tensioner. So in this case, the first thing that I checked, it ended up being that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this socket end onto the idler pulley that's bad in my car, and you guys are gonna listen to it on the other end. Be very careful. You don't wanna get this caught up in the belt. So now I have the socket is touching the bolt of the idler pulley, and you come up here, you can actually hear it in the breaker bar, making that same noise. I'm gonna go ahead and put the mic on the breaker bar so you can listen to it. We're gonna go ahead and check another idler pulley just so you guys can hear the difference. This one is actually a good idler pulley. So pretty much in order for you to test it, just go ahead and put the end of the socket on each pulley. Be very careful, you don't want to get it caught in the belt, and then just put your ear to it and then try to listen to it and see if you can hear which one is actually making the most noise, the most vibration. As you guys can hear, our idler pulley is shot. The bearing is totally done, so we're going to be replacing that in today's video. I just wanted to make this a super quick and simple video for you guys in case you guys are experiencing the same issue. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the car right now. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and take off the belt and remove that pulley tensioner. Alright guys, so the engine is nice and cooled down right now. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in the G35 right now into the garage right here. We're gonna go ahead and just put it on some jack stands, lift up the front end a little bit. This way it makes it easier for us to loosen the tension on the belt. And then we can go ahead and remove that belt tensioner and change out the pulley on it. Sanded. Alright guys, so we have the G35 up in the air, pretty much up in the front. We're going to come underneath it. Alright guys, so keep in mind our main source of the noise was coming from this bad idler pulley right here on the tensioner. We're going to go ahead and loosen up the tension on this belt so we can remove the belt first. I don't think we'll have to remove the entire tensioner. We just have to remove that 14mm nut that is holding the idler pulley on there, and then we can just slide it off and slide our new one on. Hopefully it's that easy. Let's go ahead and dive into it real quick. Remember guys, if you guys are having problems with a different pulley, such as like the idler pulley on the alternator or the one on the power steering pump, obviously you wouldn't be diving into the same pulley that I'm doing. So just make sure you figure out how to remove that other pulley. But in this case, in this scenario, this idler pulley is bad. So let's go ahead and remove it now. In order to relieve the belt tension, we're first gonna have to pretty much attack that 14mm pulley bolt. Just loosen that a little bit. Once that bolt is a little loosened, you can go ahead and relieve the tension on the tensioner. Now we should have access to remove the belt. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen this 14mm nut all the way now and see if we can slide off that idler pulley. There we go. Check it out guys, so this is our old idler pulley. You can hear just from spinning it a little bit, there's a little bit of noise in the bearing. So there's that. You also got this washer on top. and then the nut. So check it out, we got our Dayco no slack idler pulley. This is gonna replace our pulley that we currently have. Dayco is a pretty good brand, so if you're not going with an OEM one, Dayco will do, and it was about $30 shipped from Amazon. Dayco is also one of the belts that I'm using for the AC compressor in there, so pretty decent, holding up so far. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is pretty much reverse the process. I'm gonna go ahead and install that idler pulley. We're gonna put the nut on, not all the way. We're gonna go ahead and put the belt on, make sure the tension is good, and then go ahead and tighten down the idler pulley, and then give it a start up and see if we still hear anything. All right, so I guess we're about to find out, did Aaron fix his annoying pulley noise? Let's see. Yo, that is exactly what it's supposed to sound like, dude. It sounds good. So there was one thing that I was worried about, which was while I was driving and I was accelerating, I would hear it like, you know, whine and everything like that. So it sounds really nice and clean and crisp now. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab the breaker bar real quick and I'm gonna try and listen to it. Dude, it has no noise at all. So I'm really stoked that I was able to diagnose and fix that really annoying whining noise in the engine bay. I'm glad it was just a simple idler pulley and nothing crazy like an alternator pulley or anything like that. Engine is sounding really nice and silent. We got some nice idles going on and some nice revs as well. So I'm super stoked to get it back on the road to start driving it a little bit more. I'm still trying to get all the rest of that E85 out. I really don't work too far, so it's kind of hard to put miles on this thing when I'm so busy. So I'm just trying my best to try to get all that E85 or all that 93 out of there, get the E85 flowing nice and clean, try to clean the tank out because it does spit a little bit, but definitely want to get that tune as soon as possible. We have so many mods to get done on the G35 before we can head all the way over, 4-hour drive to Tampa and get that tune. Just a little sneak peek, got a whole bunch of control arms behind me, got some headlights, gotta do that taillight swap, got some more control arms over there, gotta get it aligned, gotta make sure everything's nice and straight and just perfect dialed before we head on up. Stay tuned guys, we got so much more G35 content coming to you. If you guys like this video, make sure you smash that like button. If you guys are new to the channel and you want to see a whole bunch of G35 content, that's what I do. DoubleAG35. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications bell. And if you're not following me, follow your boy on Instagram if you guys want any little sneak peeks towards any future content. And yeah, that's about it guys. Make sure you guys stay safe out there, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video.